We all have generic containers that we use on an everyday basis and for holidays. And a way to kind of enhance those containers is a technique using raffia and white glue. And white glue is an amazing product. We use it a lot in parade floats and different things like that. But it's fun to be able to apply that in everyday design work and for holidays. So it's kind of repurposing things or changing things up and adding creativity to it and making you different than what everybody else is doing. That's the creative part of it. So I want to start with just some raffia, and I'm just using raffia, all that skeins, and just taking skeins, cutting it up with a pair of scissors so that it looks like it's just pieces. And I want to put that in a disposable container, something that I'm going to end up throwing away just because we're going to get glue everywhere. I'm also going to use just some gloves so I don't get it all over me also. But using some painter's gloves just to take that. And just using white glue. So you take your white glue and again just let it run into the container, and you can buy this in volume at like your big box hardware stores if you want. But a little bit of white glue and just mix this up into the container so that it's nice and just covered completely. And you can work with that just a little bit to get that to be at that point. I'm going to take my glove off. And we'll come back to this in just a second. The next thing that I want to do is to enhance the container. So I want to use just a generic container. This is a ceramic container, and I want to use duct tape. And I find duct tape to be a very amazing product to use just because you can do so many different things with it. But I just want to enhance part of this container, whether it's the bottom or the top, wherever you want to go. Here we can just do the bottom. I'm just going to run duct tape all the way around this. Now the reason why I want to use the duct tape, and it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to cover it up. But the reason why I want to use duct tape is because the duct tape is what sticks to the container, and then the glue sticks to the duct tape. That's the essential things about gluing and getting things to stick, is to make sure that you have something porous to glue to. No matter what type of glue it is, it has to be a porous glue. So we're going to take that and add that duct tape to the container, and I would use, depending upon, I don't want this to show, so I'm going to use a lighter colored duct tape. This happens to be gray. If you want it to show, then use a brighter duct tape. So it comes in many patterns and many colors. So then what we want to do is just to take our white glued raffia, and then we just start applying that to the duct tape. Now this is going to have to set overnight. Once you apply it all, you can, one of the things I like to do with it is just take a little bit of bouillon and just wrap it a little bit just to make sure that it's going to stay on there, and then let that dry overnight. Let me set that aside and let me show you what we've done with that. Once it's sat overnight, I have a container here that we've taken and added all different types of things. So the base product to this, of course, is the raffia that goes all the way around. And then I've enhanced it. And you can see what I've enhanced it with. It's using a glue gun. I've enhanced it with some sea urchins. Those are from Accent Decor. Some pearls, some dried materials, some reindeer moss, just anything that you have. It could be bits and pieces of ribbon. It could be silk flowers if you wanted to. Just to add that on, just to enhance that, just to give me a variation. And now we have a one-of-a-kind, unique container that you can sell. So having all this kind of fun, or you just put it in your home and just have something interesting. It's not just that plain container anymore. It's something fun and interesting to use. And then we're going to take that container, and here you can add fresh flowers to this if you wanted to. I'm just going to enhance this then with just a simple plant. Here we have a beautiful little orchid plant that we can add to that. It ties in, that gets a little lavender pearls that are tucked into that. That pulls the color. Let me show you the front side of that orchid. Shows the color of the orchid that's down into the container. So the simplicity of all this is that it's really easy to do. So using duct tape, using raffia and white glue to get our textures, because it's all about the textures that we see in floral design today, is adding that texture to that ceramic container that makes it different than anything else that you're doing. So have fun with it, play with it, and come up with some unique containers.